And I was, I mean,
Hello. Right. No, I can move.
smaller mission, shorter, faster. So you don't have to fly 30 minutes.
Oh, guys, one
and,
quick announcement. Here's the Discord thing up here if you guys want to write that down or whatever. Join the conversation throughout the week. All right.
Why is there this big Discord ad? Are you sure you're in the
He's
VFX?
like, they're like,
no,
I think the
I
pastor
had a
said that.
couple of,
He was talking about this Discord thing.
while.
That you could come there and talk.
I'm gonna start building my,
Hello.
PC now.
Hey.
Oh, cool. Thanks, man.
I'm ready to hear a service.
It's been going well. Oh man, we've
Wait.
been,
Oh, there he is.
just plugging away each week, and
This is him.
it's hard to like quantify because we have like a lot of like maybe 10 to 15 regulars, and then we have a lot of visitor points. So it's
Oh, they're really
hundreds
cool.
and
Their
maybe
avatar's cool.
thousands
Tell
that
them.
come
Tell them their avatar's
through,
cool.
since we started. But
What's up?
no, I need to get that metric. I'm sure Altspace has that metric.
I have a red face. Yes, I do.
I just haven't asked them for it.
When you're talking to us, black.
Yeah, actually, that's a good idea.
Oh, weird.
It's cool. I like her.
Globe, you need to put it back up, and the globe would show.
No, this is my first time. I'm just checking it out.
So it would be like a line going in the sky.
Me too. Are you
So we haven't put that up in a while.
a regular church door in non-virtual space?
Yeah, this is the guy.
I used to be.
Yeah,
I used to
we
be.
have about 30, 40 each week.
When yeah.
Everybody, short for teacher.
That's cool. Are you like?
Yeah, it's
Have you met the pastor?
no, not all.
No, I
But
haven't.
there's a ton of people.
So which church did you
That's
go
true, I
to
didn't
before you
think
came here?
Because it didn't start out
Oh
like
man, I've been to a lot of churches. I've
Yeah.
lived a lot of different places in the world, so yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Are you a global citizen?
Yeah, you could say that. I grew up in different
So I have to
places.
try to keep it away.
Okay.
I'm gonna go, which is too bad because there's a zillion people
So,
on PSVR.
are you coming here just out of curiosity, or did you come to seek spiritual fulfillment?
Kind of both, I guess. You know, I haven't been to church in a long time, so.
PSVR.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, I was wondering because I haven't gone to church too much for a while, but
Because
I somehow
the sheer number of
this was
people
less intimidating
on the
to
PlayStation.
come here than regular church.
I think it's the largest. If I'm not mistaken, it's like
Yeah, I mean, it's easier.
Yeah,
Yeah,
definitely much easier.
I could be. I could be wrong. Yeah,
I thought this would be kind of silly,
separate, but yeah, we wanted to do.
and I didn't really know what to expect. But I actually think that this type of thing has a future.
Because they just
yeah?
started
Like,
custom. It used to be like social
I don't know.
and like paintball and soccer.
Did you hear the sermon, or was there a sermon, or is it coming? I don't know. I just got here.
No, yeah, I heard it. Yeah, I mean, it was short.
I was like, oh, maybe we can do something.
How long was it?
Half an hour, less than that, because half of it was like singing. So
Oh, wow. Did you sing?
Yeah, the menu.
no. Like people's mics were turned off, and
I mean,
I never sang in the real world either.
people are like,
So
well, it's not. It's kind of cartoony, but the
Nice.
advantage of like most of these people
another
are
person
visual
here?
users. 'Cause,
yeah, I think so.
so I
Yeah.
think it's more optimized for mobile, and that's
I
why
haven't-
it's kind of like cartoony robot. Like a
I've never done Altspace before.
Like Avatar.
Oh yeah. Do you have a Rift or Vive?
I have a Rift.
Yeah, so do I.
Yeah, I don't even know. If, yeah.
Yeah, I play VR
What's up, big game?
This is
You white.
different.
Good man, good.
Yeah.
Real good.
I want to go say hi to the pastor if you want to come with me.
What type are you using?
Don't hurt me.
Not sure.
I'm behind you. I'm right here.
Oh, nice. It's like I'm on desktop, so it's weird.
I couldn't hear you. What did you say?
Oh, I'm on the laptop.
Oh, laptop TV mode. Gotcha.
Yeah.
TV mode. Yeah, you can tell up here. Hey, what's up, Jordan?
And not much. Just checking this out.
Okay. Where you from?
I live in near Seattle, in Redmond.
Hey, you live in Redmond? That's cool. I live in Tacoma.
Oh really? Yeah,
Uh-huh.
that's cool.
Crazy.
Yeah. Just checking this out. This is I didn't know what to expect. You know, I've been to a lot of regular church services, but
I think this, I don't know, I think this has a future. Like, it's weird, but that's just because of what you can see right now.
You heard it all, Lisa?
Yeah.
Star Child?
Yeah, I think, it started out kind of as an experiment, like, is this even a viable idea? And then really, it just quickly thought, yeah, it totally is. It feels immersive. It's,
Thank you.
And
I don't know.
it would be even more so, honestly.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Like, it's, if VR can connect people, this is the way that, like, this is almost the quintessential way of doing it in some ways. Like, and it kind of dawned on me, like, oh man, this is it. Like, this is, so. Yeah, I think this is really interesting.
Yeah, the first iteration for me is strong. Like, it's a strong first, like, experience. Like, you know, when things come out, it's like it takes a while for them to work out the kinks, and there is kinks to work out here, but it's like in its first, like, I don't know, I just find it very solid. And I think people make fun of like Avatar, cartoony, blah blah.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's such a non-issue, and will be figured out over time. That it's just like, yeah, I don't know.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. If Minecraft has taught us anything, it's it's not necessarily all about graphics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So. No, that's cool. Oh, yeah, I'm glad you got to experience it, and we're just kind of getting started.
Yeah. When did you start?
We've been experimenting for a couple years, but officially, like last May, like in May 2017, is when we got like serious and doing weekly services. But
and then the little ones.
Not even a year yet.
Okay.
Yeah. But we're gonna do stuff like for Easter, like have some Easter decorations, and people have had some ideas about in our Discord. There's like this building design chat about prayer rooms and like skyboxes, and so we're just kind of tinkering around.
So, are you a pastor in real life, or is this kind of something that you thought?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, pastor in real life, and I was ordained under the Assembly of God. I'm ordained in a different organization, but there's a Wired article. I don't know if you read Wired or not, but they have.
I saw it.
Yeah. It came out just like a couple weeks ago. And it kind of tells our story a little bit. It was actually really cool how they came out. What's up, dude?
Hey.
Hey, I was sent here by a man named Gunner. I guess he got kicked from the service, and he really wanted just to express that he misclicked for whatever happened, I guess.
I don't know.
GUNNAR. So I don't know if you have like admins that run stuff.
He shouldn't. Let me see. I don't see him.
He said he was kicked, but
I wonder if his mic was on. Some of his mic was on a lot, and I couldn't figure out who it was, and maybe that's what happened. But tell him I apologize for that.
Yeah, no problem. He seemed to express that he wanted to come back, so I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Is he on your friends list? Can you invite him?
Yeah, I can grab him real quick. So he's not on my friends list, but he's at the campfire right now.
Yeah, go tell him.
Go
tell him to add me, and I'll invite him back. Tell him sorry he got kicked.
Okay.
Who's the very tall person?
So yeah, his mic might have been on. Yo, what's up, Jafine?
Yes, that's me. I'm a big fan of you. I read your about you in Wired and several other tech articles this week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I unfortunately just got in at the last minute of the service, but
okay.
I'm a spiritual person, but I always found regular church intimidating, and this seems so great. I'm also a researcher. I research. I'm an anthropologist studying communities. This
that's amazing.
Really interesting. So yeah, I'm here. I just wanted to introduce myself.
Yes. Oh, thank you. Thanks for saying stuff. No, I'm always curious where people are coming from and how they get connected. So I love it when people tell me how they got connected. So thanks for saying that.
Yeah. So like, I'm gonna try to come regularly to your service and then write about it. I work up in Western Massachusetts as a assistant director to a digital humanities program. And,
cool. That's epic.
But yeah, when there's less people around, maybe I'd love to talk to you about just some of the how this came together and your views on like virtuality and spirituality and things like that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You'd be
I'm
down for
totally game
something?
for that.
Great.
Oh yeah, I totally would
Okay.
be. And then too, also on our Discord channel, if you join that, that's like that's how during the week we kind of stay connected. We just
Okay.
kind of chat about this, that, and the other, official things, non-official things, and even there, that'd be good to if you want to
Okay.
ask. We can do it however you want. We can meet in here, or
Okay.
but you can see how, but just from your studies, what you're endeavoring, you could see there's the virtual side of it on Sundays, but then during the week we have a sense of the community through that Discord conversation. You know what I
Okay,
mean? So
yeah.
that kind of gels us, because if it was just like one Sunday a week, which is great, I think people would enjoy it. But then we have this community through the week that is very
Okay.
valuable.
Okay, that's great. One of the things that a lot of people, when they're doing studies of virtual communities, they forget about the connections between virtual reality and the real world, but then also the sort of daily occurring events that kind of, as you said, can gel a community together. But, okay, that's great. I'll have to try to get on there. Do you have a website? I was trying to figure that out.
vrchurch.com.
Okay. All right.
VR Church.
I was unclear because there was all these articles, but they didn't like point me straight at it.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
So I wanted to
Cool.
get that, but
Yeah, man.
but great.
All right,
It's nice to meet you.
Yeah, if you need anything, if you get on Discord, I'll shoot you my email, and it'd be great. Cool.
All right, awesome, man. And you mainly only do it on Sundays, or are there any interweekly kind of services?
Yeah, so officially, this is all unofficial, but we want to add a European time because a lot of people, like the guy from Germany was here at like 2 a.m. So we're thinking about doing it on Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning, which would be like an evening for them. We're also thinking about different platforms like Rec Room, Sansar. VR chat, so we're kind of toying around some ideas, but we haven't got like official,
Yeah.
So,
I've done research on VR chat. It's an interesting place, but I don't know if this could exist in VR chat.
It's very different, different.
It's crazy, but
it's
this is something really great you have going here. I'm really happy with it. Not just because I'm a researcher, but I'm also seeking a higher spirituality myself.
Yeah, it's so unique, man. It's and I love it too because, and one of the things we can talk about this later, I guess, but just to kind of throw a bug in your ear is because of the anonymity of the avatars, people are so fast to become authentic. So, I've been a pastor in physical churches, and we've had great conversations and relationships, but not at the depth that we're having here because people feel more comfortable to speak. There's like this element of like, I'm not going to be judged.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so people are fast to tell me what they think and what they believe and what they don't believe. And, in physical church, I think people feel guarded and, they walk very carefully.
Right.
So,
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's great. That aligns with some of the other studies I've been doing. They say a lot of online websites in Russia, they find like physical interaction sometimes is demanding, and that overall that they can like express their individuality and their identity better online because of the hardships and the realities of the real world. But it sounds like a similar kind of phenomenon what you're talking about here. That, the avatar allows people to open up more rather than hide.
Right, exactly,
something like that. I'm trying to get my wife to come on it too. She's also an anthropologist and a researcher. She's waiting for her phone to charge right now because that's the one that we have.
Yeah. Cool. Oh yeah, I'd love to meet her. That'd be awesome.
Yeah, she's asking from the other room, what do you think about women preaching?
I came from a church where we had women pastors and women speakers, so it's really normal for me.
Okay.
I almost forget that it's an issue in some other circles.
Yeah, she's
and
from a Catholic
so
background.
when I led a physical church, I had two pastors, women pastors on my staff, and they had the equal authority and they would speak. And
Okay, that's great.
so, I forget that that's even an issue. So, but yeah, that's, there's not a problem for me at all.
Right. Lisa,
Yeah.
he says that it's not a problem for him at all, and that he used to switch back and forth with women, and he forgets that it's even an issue for some people. You want to try it?
Is that true?
Anyways, DJ, a couple of things. One thing is about the issue with the boot. I talked with Falcrons. He said just put in a support ticket, and they just explain the situation, and I can get that taken care of. And because it seems like it's just because since it's your room, you shouldn't. Like, that shouldn't even be an issue.
You're on the floor.
Yeah, I
kind
can't kick you. Yeah, I can't kick you.
Yeah.
There's
That's
no
the thing.
kick or-
So he just said,
Yeah.
exactly. I was going to ask you about that before your service, but I never got a chance. So it's probably just an error, and just I can put out a support ticket for you.
All right, cool, man. Sounds good.
Also, when you do announcements, like before the sermon, if you want to, something would be good if you want to mention, like, if anyone wants to do a special,
Oh,
or
yeah.
anything.
Yeah, do you mind jotting that down in Discord? Because I'll forget between here and the next time.
Definitely. Yeah, I'll put it in. I guess you could either you do it or have Chuck do it, and just say, I guess you could have him see me, since I'm kind of working on that.
Yeah.
Give everything set up. So, okay.
All right, sounds good, man.
I'll get that stuff taken care of for you. All right.
Thanks, dude.
Thank you.
Here you go. Go ahead. Oh, wait. Oh,
What up? So what do you think?
It's interesting to hear what people have to say. Come on, Fred.
Yeah, right? This is like our vanilla version. So we want to build like if you look at all the land, you think of like a church in the real world, like would spend millions of dollars for land, like we can build whatever we want. And so we're thinking about what do we want to build, prayer rooms or like little discussion areas in the sky. Yeah, there's a bunch. Yeah, like our first thing right now is Easter, so people are doing Easter eggs to like decorate and like different things. So we can like really do anything we want with the space, So, but this is like our vanilla basic layout. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm dead. All right, dog.
Yeah, it's. Hi, dude. Yeah, thanks for coming, man. Yeah. Oh, dude, I forgot the time. It's like 5:30. All right, bro. I'll catch you later, man. That's funny, dude.
Oh crap! Look at him. Yeah, I don't want my headset to explode.
I don't know how to do it on the vibe.
Allah Akbar. Look at him. Oh, he's
I don't know on the vibe, to be honest.
winding it up. Oh shoot! I'm getting out of here.
I'm not sure.
Who's that?
Maybe that. Do you have like on your lower left of triangle?
Child's
I
flying.
think if you click on that, it should bring up a menu that's.
Look how far you can go out here. Look.
I'm not sure on the vibe. Though.
All right, dog.
Wow, yeah, that is like really
All right, man. All right, catch you later, bro. See you.
Later.
Why make it?
I was wondering, the Discord channel, is it listed on the website for your church?
No, and we need to put it on there. We have it on our Facebook. If you go to Facebook, Virtual Reality Church.
You don't know the way. Oh no.
Yes.
I wrote an article about these guys.
Oh yeah, who's that?
These are this is a Ugandan knuckles.
Yeah. Ugandan knuckles. No, what's that?
And they're like a cult that has grown up
Really?
on VR chat, and they like they go around and kind of troll people, and they kind of use a mock kind of African accent and dispel overall kind of a narrative about primitive African others by kind of acting like them.
Wow. Huh. Sounds complex.
Yeah, it's all over YouTube.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's the meme. It was like the meme, the VR meme of like January.
Oh wow.
But they would take over and swarm people. I'm not into it because of the racist, over and undertones.
Kind of like a mob, like those flash mobs, huh?
Yeah, they mob, but they have like a island in VR chat where they create more of them, and they fill up like different chat rooms, and they try to get people to become them and do what they do.
Wow. Yeah.
And that's what that guy was doing.
Intense.
They walk around saying, "Do you know the way?" And then they talk about they talk about the devil. They make clicking sounds. They have they have like 30 things they say and do.
All right. I guess whatever floats your boat, I suppose.
Yeah. So how long do you stay on here after the church service actually?
Usually clears out, but I just kind of hang out until there's only like a couple people left and just chat with everyone. But it's not like a set time for me. Usually about now, but looks like there's a lot of people chatting, so I'll hang out.
Yeah. So I noticed that it was hard for me to get into the room. There was like a limit of like 30, 32.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good to know. You know why? The reason that's good to know is because I have this button that will clone a room.
Yeah.
And I need to realize or pay attention to that more. When the room hits 30, I have this button I press and it'll create a clone of the room, and people can still come in. So I'll have to ask about that. Let me see how.
You think you might have just missed the clone button?
Yeah, I just didn't think to press it.
Yeah.
Once it hits.
Yeah, I was trying to go in multiple times, and then I guess somebody left. Not probably because of something you were saying, but maybe they had to do something.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like 2 or 3 people that were kind of coming and going. So that opened up a gateway for me to come in. But
okay.
Yeah.
I have to remember that. I have to make sure that next week I have to.
What do you want? An Oculus or a Vive?
Church in here, or is it
an Oculus? Yeah.
just a conversation?
Yeah, I am too.
They have church in here. Yeah.
The church service is over, so
When
now
does it start?
The discussion.
Oh, is it over?
It's over.
Oh man, I missed it.
Yeah, I did too.
What's up, Super Dave?
I tried to get
Hi, man,
here
we-
today. How's it going?
This is the main man.
Hello. All right.
Yeah,
what
what's
was
up,
it
what's
about
up?
today?
We're going through the book of Luke. We're in the end of chapter 22, so we're going like section by section.
Cool.
Yeah, so we do like worship music. Here, let me pop one up just to show you what it's like. I won't play the whole thing.
What
Hold
time
on, let me see.
what time does it actually start?
4:30 Pacific. So whatever that is on your side of the world. So this is the countdown. So
I'm on
this is the
Central.
music.
I mean,
Oh yeah. So we started out with this one.
Eastern
Oh my
Standard
God.
Time. We have church at my church at 6 o'clock my time, and so I didn't get home until 8.
Oh yeah.
But I thought it started at 8.
Oh yeah.
I am born again, forever safe in the Savior's hands. You are more than.
Anyway, so then yeah, so we just do some slides. Yeah, and then we have like a virtual reality Bible that you can read in 360 for the Gear VR.
Yeah.
So we have, and then we do this other one for like in the middle of the service called "Won the War," and it's a more of a mellow song, but it talks about winning the war in your lives.
Breathe in your peace. Be the calm my fighting soul needs. When I'm weak, you are strong, and you say that I am yours.
Yeah, so and then yeah, so today's sermon was I just was talking through some things, some backstory, but we did
cool.
Luke 22, 63 to 71, and so we read through the scriptures and I kind of comment about it, so talk about some things. But yeah, so that, we just kind of flip through these, and next week we're going to talk about how the Roman government is getting involved. So Jesus meets the Roman governor. Yeah, but yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So I like to end on some encouraging thoughts. So I talk about God's love and how we're worthy of love in God's eyes, and so yeah, it's kind of the thing here, man.
That's great.
And you are Soto? DJ Soto?
Yeah, Soto. Yeah. So yeah.
So do you take donations?
Not yet. We're not a 501c3 yet.
Okay.
I got an echo going on here, but pretty soon we will be.
Okay.
Yeah, because we want to play in other churches. Yeah.
That's great.
But he was showing me the music they did, and
Where did A game go?
it was cool.
Oh, there we go. Los Angeles. That's where I'm at these days.
Excuse me.
Well, yeah, south. Yeah, we're like at near LAX at the moment. We do a lot of traveling. So.
You're living near LAX?
So Freddie?
Yeah, we do. Yeah, we're traveling though, so we're kind of going from RV park to RV park.
Hi, Freddie.
Okay. Yeah.
Hi. Yeah.
I've
Did you come to the
I used
service
to work near LAX.
Cool.
Bye.
Right next to it.
Bye, bye.
Where the Howard Hughes
Bye, bye.
bunker
Bye, bye.
was.
Oh, cool.
They found a bunch of Native American burials over there.
Wow.
But do you like LA?
Do you know the way?
Yeah. A lot of parts of it that I do. I mean, the traffic's horrible.
Oh, yeah.
But there's some fun things around here. It's like anything else. There's some really cool things about it, really weird things about it. But
Yeah.
it's good. We like it. Like the area. I guess that not necessarily LA itself, but just like the surrounding areas are fun and
Yeah. It's got you don't really want to. I always think of it this way. You don't really want to be in LA, but it's got everything. Mountains, beach. All around it.
All the stuff.
The Central Coast is amazing. I don't know if you've been there yet. I love that part of California.
Oh, cool. Wow.
So do you ever have? So you have this, and it's like a sermon service, and then you have this, like, it looks to me a little bit like a meet and greet afterwards. Do you have ever a Bible study or like a theology class or anything like that?
No, we haven't done that. We thought about a Bible thing during the week, but we haven't done that. Right now, kind of Discord really is where we just kind of chat about things. So, like on the Faith and Science channel, Chuck will be, talking about things about God and faith, and I think I'm adding a devotional thing on there. So, I don't know. It's not that we won't do it, but we haven't done one yet.
No, I understand.
Oops, I didn't mean to teleport. I always accidentally teleport.
Oh. So what is the guiding kind of spiritual vision that organizes your sermons, your ideology, your thoughts and everything like that?
You mean like my sermons? You mean like the philosophy behind them? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah. So Catholics have a specific kind of theology, and it relates back to some of the writings of Thomas Aquinas, going back,
He said 4 o'clock
further
Pacific
to the Nicene Council and things like that. What would you say is yours? I mean, Lutherans have Martin Luther, of course.
I have a little bit of eclectic background. I was kind of like raised Baptist, and then went to a Baptist theology school. That's where I got a Bachelor of Arts in Theology. But then I was ordained with the Pentecostals, so with the Assembly of God. So I have this big, the Baptists over here, the Pentecostals over here, and then I follow a lot of non-denominational speakers, and so it's a little bit of everything. But so it's I guess my influences really just focus on the encouragement of the Word. So a lot of the Baptists was like hellfire and brimstone. And so I was, into that as much. So I try to find the encouragement of the scriptures and try to use the prescription glasses that, God is love. And even though you're reading the story about Jesus being beaten, there's a motivation behind it. That motivation behind it is his love for the world. So, I think, I don't know. It's a good question because I don't think I've actually thought about it. So it kind of got me thinking a little bit.
No. Well, most people, in philosophy we call it metaphysics, and most people have an assumed set of metaphysics that they don't really question or think about, and it's something that's given to them, but it organizes their thoughts and ideas. I'm
that's cool.
Yeah, I'm teaching a class about it right now, anyways. But yeah, I guess I was interested. I've been exploring Christianity a little bit more in detail lately, under the writings of Alfred North Whitehead.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of
I have to
him?
look him up. I've not heard of him. I have to look him up.
Yeah, he was what they call a process theologian. And some of the things that you're talking about here, amidst the setting, kind of reminds me of this kind of radical vision he had, or it's at least it's bringing to mind of like God and reality itself.
Cool.
He brought God back into like philosophy in like a real deep, eternal way.
Wow.
But yeah,
I'll have to check him out.
Yeah, some of this, the way that you have this room set up, it reminds me of some of his ideas.
Yeah. Yeah, the way this happened was to, hold on 1 second real quick. Yeah, you guys can come in, or hey Lynn, you can tell me to come in. If anybody's out there. Yeah, so the way this happened was there was this guy named Kaosuke Tanabe. He goes by Tanabe for short, and he created like a church building just for fun for people to walk through. It was kind of medieval stained glass, and I thought it was a little bit dark. But I thought it was really cool, and so I was like, "Hey Tanabe, can I have?" And he's from Japan, and I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I actually copy this and use it for my church building?" Because before then we were just using the templates that Altspace had. And so there was a little bit of a language barrier. So he was like, "You want me to build you a church?" I was like, "Oh no, just copy what you have and make it just a little brighter, and we'll pay you for it." You know what I mean? And so he's like, "Send me some examples." And I thought he just meant color and brightness. So I sent him like this glass cathedral thing, and then in that week in like a week he made all this super fast. And I was like, "Tanabe, I said, "Thank you so much. You didn't have to create something from scratch." He's like, "No, I like to do this." And he didn't charge us a penny. We're like, "Tanabe, we'll pay you." And he was like, "No, I don't want money." So this is like $5,000-$10,000 worth of development, that he just donated to us.
That's amazing.
So it was huge. Oh yeah, it was beautiful. It was great. We love it. And he is he's in Japan. He's a chef in Japan, and does this on the side.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
That's amazing.
And the other thing, I'm just giving you a lot of backstory here. And let me go to this logo here. Believe it or not, was designed by a quadriplegic. And he did this with his teeth. He designed all these elements.
That's amazing.
Whoa.
Yeah, his name is Henry, and he popped in last week. Yeah, and he just did an amazing job. It was just incredible.
Cool.
But yeah, so there's a lot of little stories that I probably need to tell more to the church that people probably don't even know about that are just kind of interesting, like Tanabe and Henry, and I think we mentioned them before, but we have a lot of visitor flow, so just to kind of bring it up every now and then, I think is cool, because there's a lot of cool little things, from our backstory that are interesting. But
that's great. To me, it shows like a deep kind of commitment and respect for like the community that you're developing here.
Yes.
This is just for somebody to give time and creative intelligence, and obviously for someone disabled that would be a strenuous a difficult task, but it looks great.
Yeah. And I've seen pictures of him designing, and he's got a style coming out of his mouth, and it's amazing.
Oh yeah, is that listed on your webpage?
No, we don't. Man, see, now you got me thinking about a couple things. I got to get the Discord on there. I need to get Henry's story on there.
Yeah,
that's a good point.
I mean, it'd be great. So I'm going to be taking notes along the way, and if that's all right with you, of course.
Oh yeah.
And I would never put you on a bad light or anything, so don't worry about anything like that.
No, I don't mind. Whatever's the truth,
Oh well, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
It's
No, I appreciate that.
No, yeah, we have an ethical, kind of system that, it takes 10 years for us to get our PhD. We develop an ethical system where we're not supposed to make, our informants or subjects of study look bad. So don't worry about that.
Yeah.
The only times
I
that
appreciate it.
happens is like if there's a state or somebody that's, executing,
Yeah.
in a unjust way. But studying religious organizations like you, it's always in a positive way.
Yeah.
I don't know
Good.
how much you know about anthropology,
Yeah.
but
Okay, good.
it's great. Looks like
Sounds great.
it's just us here now.
Yeah, sounds good. Hey guys, I'm gonna head out, but thanks for swinging by today, and
Yes.
See you next week if you're able to make it. If not,
Definitely.
check out our Discord, man. We
Hey,
just kind of chat
Sal,
on the. Yeah.
I was going to mention you were with Assemblies of God or something originally. Is that what you said?
Yeah, I was ordained with them a few years ago.
I'm with the International Pentecostal Holiness Church, so that's very similar.
Oh, okay. Oh, cool.
You familiar with the internet IPHC?
I'm not. Yeah, I don't think so. Where are they based out of? Like, do they have a headquarters or?
Oklahoma City, Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And I'm in North Carolina, and our conference home headquarters is in Falcon, North Carolina, where I don't know if you know how much you know about Pentecostal history, but Caswell, going to Azusa Street, going back to Dunn, North Carolina, starting the Azusa Street East movement, Pentecostal movement in the East, where it kind of spread North Carolina. It ended up being largely due to a lot of these denominations like Assembly of God, Church of God, IPHC, Fire Baptized, Congregational Holiness, all those kind of started around 1911 out of that movement from Azusa Street West, I was going to say, very common in some of the doctrines anyway, so still at the foundation. That's what I was saying. My church, we have church at 6 o'clock on Sunday night, so I wanted to check this out, and I got here at 8, but I was trying to figure out what the Eastern Standard Time would be for versus the Pacific Time.
Oh, yeah. So it's probably
7:30,
right?
Yeah, probably
7:30.
Yeah.
That's what it was listed there.
Yeah, there's probably there's probably what's the word? This church is probably, Jeff Fiend was making me think about some of our background, but this influence, we're probably incognito Pentecostals. I don't necessarily verbally talk about the gifts and the baptism of the Spirit, but that's definitely it's definitely part of
in a format like this.
Yeah, you get that, and so, but that's definitely inside. It's definitely like the foundation of our philosophy and our theology and those things. And I think that it'll come out a little more and more, just as people get comfortable with this whole idea. We want to freak anybody out too quickly with tongues or things like that. But,
exactly, I understand.
Yeah,
Are there tongues?
But no, we haven't done those.
But
we haven't done that, but. I think so, yeah. I just want to take it real carefully because the audience, if you read that Wired article, it talks about atheists coming in. And even though I do speak in tongues, and I think that's a gift, for the church, I also want to be cautious about, there's in that passage of scripture in 1 Corinthians, it's talking about, not letting people think you're crazy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, let things be done decently in order. So I think I want to, engage that slowly. So people don't go, what the heck is going on? You know what I mean? So
okay.
But yeah, it's a step
more
by
of a private prayer life than it is an outward thing anyway.
Okay.
Format like this.
Yeah. In this particular format, I think it would be encouraged through private and but yeah, so.
Yeah, I've been involved with some singing, spontaneous singing groups in VR chat, and I found it more I was more open to the experience than I would be in normal life. So yeah, it could work.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. All right, gentlemen. I will catch you
Nice
later.
to meet you. Yes.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. You
Maybe
guys
I can
take
get
care.
here earlier next week.
Oh yeah, cool.
You know how it is with preachers. We have to talk to everybody after the service, so it's hard to try to get here sooner next Sunday. Maybe I'll get to hear some of the word. Right? Is this the only time is Sunday nights? Is it just Sunday nights?
Yeah, right now it is, but we have a lot of discussions about adding an earlier time for Europe. There's a lot of people from Europe who are like, this guy tonight was here at 2 a.m. where he was at.
Wow,
so,
yeah. Hey, that would be a good idea.
So,
Alright, I'll keep my eyes peeled for some other dates and times.
All right, sounds great. Yeah, Easter we'll have some extra services. Yeah, take care.
Okay, cool. Awesome. All right.
This is a business trip. I would have to be a raving lunatic to try to talk to Dan about what happened to kids. So, like, 7 minutes. But, you can also